Okay. All right. And we are live.
All right. Welcome one more time. This is Carlos Estrada Vega. I'm here with the team at Estrada Vega Capital. Guys, thank you for being here with us today. Today we're going to have another training on ERC and everything that we've been putting together. I know that a lot of you have been asking a lot of questions, especially the Spanish community, but we're actually working on that. But today, I mean, we're definitely going to go back to the fundamentals on how to actually get your first deal, how to speak to specifically who you are looking for in the community that you are working with. Because I see that a lot of people now, and we're working in the Miami area and in New York. So I wanted to go ahead today, go back to the fundamentals on how to actually bring the first deal, how to actually start growing your legs and growing your team, because at the end of the day, you know what, if you only one person, you work better as a team. So today I have Don with me. I have Don Cotton, I got Eric Z, and I got Brock with our company, which is Estrada Vega Capital. Guys, welcome.
Thank you, Carlos. Good to be here tonight.
How's everything today?
Fantastic, brother. Fantastic.
Amazing.
Also, Carlos, thanks for the introduction. Look, listen, I know Carlos and Brock have a real passion for empowering people to be successful and giving you the tools to be successful, guys. And in the moment, Eric's going to bring you through sort of the beginning stages as Carlos was talking about. But I want you guys to remember, and the opportunity you have in front of us. The company that you're working with, Bottom Line Concepts, is a phenomenal company. And when you're asking people to engage with them, I want you to think of this way. I want you to think of this way. You're doing them a favor. You are gifting them with something tremendous. It's not hat in hand kind of thing. Listen, at the end of the day, when you're putting them in touch with the Bottom Line consultant, they're getting a free opportunity to understand if their business qualifies for tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars in a refund, right? And that's a free service to those individuals. So I want you to keep that in mind. You are working with, you are representing, you are collaborating with a world-class company that is experts in doing the ERC. That's who you are. You're not working with some fly-by-night company. You're not coming hat in hand. You guys are offering them a tremendous premier value service that can help them to make a lot of money. So keep that level of confidence as you're going out there and you're talking to people, even when you're brand new. It's difficult, but don't try to be an expert if you're not, right? Eric has a tremendous amount of training. He's going to continue to train us over these next few weeks, and you'll see that. He's going to bring you through some case studies and some more of a role play and give you some ideas of how to approach people. But at the end of the day, remember, the service you're offering is premier, it's phenomenal, and it's a free opportunity for them. So keep that confidence when you're going out there, okay? I want you guys remember that. You are doing a good service for them. You're helping them out. So with that, I'm going to bring on Eric Z. If you guys haven't had a chance to meet Eric, he's not only a phenomenal trainer, he's the chief information officer of the company that Carlos and Brock have decided to partner with, iHub. And Eric and his team have been building tremendous front-end marketing systems for probably going on a decade now. And the system you have available to you is incredible. Bottom Line Concepts is the biggest provider in the space. Almost $1 billion, nearly 20% of their entire volume has come through Eric's system and the team and the process that you have available to you. So again, we're not winging it. We're not hoping this works. There's no hope and a prayer here. This flat out works. The system works. The process works. The landing pages work, and the process that Eric's going to walk you through works. You just have to practice. You have to be diligent. I'll close with this. My little brother's been working in, he was an air conditioning repairman. He's been doing all different things for his whole life. Generally speaking, he's been blue collar. I think Rick told me today, in his roughly month of doing this, he's got $50,000 coming in. $50,000 in 1 month. He's lucky if he's made $15 an hour in the last few years, but he saw the opportunity, right? And he's grabbed the opportunity. So you guys listen and do your friends and family a favor. If they don't know about this, tell them, because there's a lot of people that are struggling right now, right? They could use this opportunity. They'll see the value and they'll figure out how to pick that phone up and how to refer people into that proven system. So what Eric is going to do right now today, like I said, he's not only the chief information officer, he's got a heart for people. He's got a heart for training. It's clearly evident when you hear him speak. And Eric, I've watched Eric pick up the phone call when there's too many people, calling in. I watch Eric pick up the call and answer, Bottom Line Concepts. How can we help you? Right? He'll pick up the call and he'll answer the call routinely. So he's not just saying this from sort of a position on high where he's theoretically coming up with training. He's helped develop his training. He's been a key implementer, and he takes the phone calls and he makes the phone calls. and he's got a heart to help you. And we're blessed to have him with us tonight to lead us into how to get successful really quickly and how to get started in this business. So with that, my friend Eric Z, take it away.
Don, thank you very, very much. I appreciate the introduction. Thanks everyone for joining us tonight. And as you can tell, my voice is going because I am on the phone a lot here, guys. And what Don said is absolutely correct. You know, at the end of the day, the way I see this entire opportunity is that every single deal is a big deal. You never know that one conversation, one question literally will change the course of not only your life, but that business owner's life. And you've established a relationship that you will be able to value and use for the future for other opportunities. You will forever be known as the person that helped this business owner, like Don said, get $100, $200, $300,000 back into their pocket. And at the end of the day, I want to make sure that all of us really understand what this program is and what it was designed for, right? What is ERC? Why is this so lucrative for people, regular everyday people like us? Like Don said, his brother was a blue collar worker. One of our largest affiliates, guys, is a welder, okay? And him and his wife go out there and open doors of businesses and ask them a very simple question. We're going to get to that in a second. But at the end of the day, guys, the ERC program is a government stimulus program delivered by the CARES Act, right? This is the same bill that passed PPP, the largest stimulus program that helped businesses during the COVID-19 pandemic. And essentially, in a nutshell, what this program was designed to do is reward businesses, whether they were open during the pandemic, whether they were suspended during the pandemic, whether they were fully shut down during the pandemic. This program was designed to help put money back into the pockets of business owners that retained and kept their employees on W-2 payroll. The government is saying, thank you, Mr. Business Owner. Thank you, Mrs. Business Owner, for keeping your employees on payroll during this very difficult economical time, right? And paying the taxes and continuing to try to run your business. And because you did that, we want to reward you by giving you back between 50 to 70%, guys. I'm going to say it again, 50 to 70% of the eligible wages and taxes that you paid to these employees during the years of 2020 and 2021 back to you in the form of a check, cash, okay? That does not need to be repaid and that does not have any regulation or stipulations on how you need to use these funds. I spoke with a business owner not long ago, and he's buying a vacation home with his funds. There's other business owners that are going to use this towards their business, their expenses, their operations, their payroll. So this is a huge value that we are bringing to these businesses, and it costs you nothing and it costs them nothing. There's no other opportunity in our lifetime, guys, that is going to allow us to leverage and build relationships and generate this type of income for ourselves and others, okay? And at the end of the day, I want you guys to, before we jump into what do these conversations sound like? What do I need to be doing? What do I need to say to these business owners, right? There's $400 billion sitting in the US Treasury, okay, for the next 700 or so days and possibly extended. That's being discussed. But at the end of the day, that money is delegated to this purpose, okay? And like Don said, we now have the #1 firm in America backing us, okay? That's who you have at your disposal. Their clients, their reputation, their brand, their operation. It's down to a science. We have the best tech and we have the best firm in America processing this ERC filing for businesses literally at our fingertips. It's one click away to be able to help a business owner get these funds and in the process earn tremendous lucrative commissions for yourself and change your life. So with that said, okay, I also want to say one more thing, and that is, you know, if you think you're late to the game, if you think that you're behind because the program's been around for 1.5 years already, think again, because, you know, about 75% of businesses, eligible businesses within the United States, and we're talking all 50 states and surrounding territories, right? American Samoa and other areas that any area that technically pays US taxes, okay, is eligible, those businesses in that area. And so 75% of those businesses have not yet heard of or filed for this program. There's 75% of the market still out there, guys, that that is ripe, can be yours. It's a matter of how hard do you want to go out there and find these business owners and have these very easy conversations. So what do those conversations sound like? Guys, it doesn't get easier, okay? I'm not a sales guy. Might sound like I am because I'm comfortable and I've had these conversations a lot. I've trained a lot on this, but I knew nothing about ERC 6 months ago. I didn't know what ERC was. And quite honestly, I didn't even really understand the opportunity that was right in front of me. And through that process, the conversation that you want to have is not even a conversation, it's a question. And so if you know a business owner, okay, what type of industries, what type of business owners, doesn't matter. If they have W-2 employees, okay, we're talking car washes, laundromats, grocery stores, offices, medical facilities, accounting firms, operational, manufacturing, construction, contracting. You think of it, if they have W-2 employees on payroll and they were established, before the pandemic and we're through the pandemic, like I said, suspended, operational, or shut down, that doesn't matter. They are very likely eligible for this program. Why? Because the program qualifies businesses in two ways. And we're not going to focus on this today because like Don said, we don't need to be the experts here. All we need to do is be the glue. We are the connectors. We are the people who ask the question, have you heard of or have you filed for the ERC program? That's it, guys. Hey, bud, you're in a restaurant, maybe somewhere you frequent often, which is a great place to start, guys. We're going to talk about that too. But you can ask for the manager and say, hey, I love your establishment. The food is great. The service is great. Thank you so much. I'd love to just ask you a quick question if that's okay. Have you guys had a chance? Have you heard of the ERC program? Have you filed for that? And you wait for that answer. It's a question. You're not selling. You're not pitching. You're not doing the whole salesy thing. And depending on their response is going to be one of three things. Yes, we've heard of it. Yes, we filed. You know what you say in that case? Great job. You're ahead of the curve. Well done. Good job. Shake their hand. The next thing is that they say, oh yeah, I've heard of that, right? I've heard something about it because guys, this is becoming a very noisy space. And if you think that's a negative thing, it's actually a positive thing. Why? Because it's becoming public knowledge. No longer are people thinking, what the heck is this program out there? Is it real? Is it a scam? What's this person talking about? They're hearing about it on the radio. They're seeing it on TV. They're seeing people like Mr. Wonderful, Kevin O'Leary promoting this. Do you think that a multi-billionaire or millionaire, I'm not sure his net worth these days, would be out there promoting an opportunity when he's got plenty of money? He sees the opportunity. How much more so can we leverage this for ourselves? Because every regular, ordinary person has relationships. We all have places that we frequent, right? We have our local grocery store. We have our restaurants that we visit. We have our doctor, our veterinarian, our community centers, our local mosque, our local temple, our local church. We get our nails done, our haircut, our skin, all of it. Think of that. Think about how many places our dry cleaner, all the places you regularly frequent that you can have zero hesitation to say, hey, John, you're the owner, the manager. Hey, bud, have you heard of this? Have you heard of the ERC program, the program from the government that is literally rewarding businesses? It is a second stimulus wave. Everyone has heard of PPP, but very few people have heard of ERC. And we can talk about that later. Why was one more popular than the other? But at the end of the day, this is the program that rewards businesses and they don't need to pay it back. It is not a loan, right? And that's so important for them to know that. And the other important thing to know is this is not free money. Why do I say that? When a business owner, I've had conversations where a business owner says, I don't want to take free money from the government. It doesn't feel good. I don't want to get involved with that. It's not free money, guys. This is money that the business came out of the business owner's pocket to pay wages and pay taxes. And the government is giving a big chunk of that back. So back to the conversation. Yes, we've heard of it, but we haven't filed. That is a beautiful response. Those are responses you want to leverage. Why? Because they know it exists. They heard something about it. It's not like you're just making something up. And now you have the opportunity to say this very simple line. You can say, I would love to connect you with the #1 firm in America who's processing ERC on behalf of businesses. They have done over 35,000 filings and recovered close to $6 billion on behalf of these business owners in the last 16 months. And I have a relationship with them, and I can get you on the phone with an expert with no obligation, with no risk, a 10-minute call. They will tell you if you qualify. They will tell you why you qualify. They have no upfront costs for this service. You will not pay a dime out of your pocket unless they can recover the funds for you. Okay, just like a law firm. People hire attorneys, right, to take a legal case, a personal injury case. How does it work? The attorney is willing to do tons of work on behalf of the client because they're confident they can get a settlement for them. Bottom line does the same thing. They will take on the claim. They will do all the work on behalf of the business owner, which is a complicated process, guys. This is a 280-page stimulus bill. Your regular everyday accountant, most of them, and no, you're not saying anything negative about CPAs out there. You know, some of them have experience with this, or some of them, most of them don't. But at the end of the day, this is nothing like filing taxes, and this is nothing like filing for PPP, right? Oh, my accountant did PPP. Why can't he do ERC? Because this is a grant. It's in the form of a grant. This is not like a loan, and it's a very complex filing process. So with that said, you know, again, I'm just going to recap this. This is exactly the conversation that you want to be asking when you're going to these places, whether you know and feel comfortable with the business owner or not. You know, I want to tell you guys something. Like I said, I'm not a sales guy. I have a large discomfort in pitching people out of the blue. I don't like selling. I don't like feeling like I'm reaching into people's pockets. It's uncomfortable for me. I have fear of rejection, objection. And at the end of the day, the experiences that I have had through this, the gratitude, the relationships that I have built in being able to help businesses get personally, over $50 million we have put into and iHub, our network, which you guys have just as much leverage to do with Estrada Vega Capital. We've put over $400 million back into the pockets of America's fabric, our medium and small business owners who work their tail off, and now you can help them. There's nothing more powerful that you can stand behind and feel confident, right? That you're going out there and making a difference and not just pitching a sale. We're not here to sell. We're changing lives, and we're changing our own lives in the process. So with that said, back to the conversation. Have you heard of or have you filed for the ERC program? Simple question. And if they haven't, I would love to connect you with the #1 firm in America who's done over 35,000 filings, right? I'm repeating myself, who's recovered over $6 billion. I can get you on the phone today, tomorrow, later this week, whenever is good for you, by using the system that we created, an instant booking system that we just collect a few pieces of information. We're going to look at that in a second. And Don, Brock, Carlos, feel free to stop me and, at any point here. I know I'm on a roll. I'm very passionate about this. But with that said, this is, the tech and the process, guys. There's a lot of work that goes into this, but our role is maybe 3% of the work. And what is that?
Yeah. Eric, I was just saying something. One of the practical things I've seen, before you get into the tech piece, one of the things I've had a lot of success with is, I think I've mentioned you guys in the last call. I've been playing pickleball. Like, everybody else in the country, it's been the rave. And you go out there when you go play pickleball or any new sport or any mixer, but I find that a sport is kind of cool, or an event, or something where you have something in common, whether it's a writer's group or whatever it is that you do for fun. But we go out there and play pickleball, and people are out there just relaxing and they're having a good time. Nobody's there to get pitched. And ultimately, you say to somebody, hey, Carlos, what do you do for a living? Carlos says, yada, yada, yada. Naturally, Carlos's question back to me is going to be, what do you do, Don? Well, I've been doing this thing with Bottom Line Concepts as an ERC provider, and we're helping businesses get these huge refunds. That's an opening right there. You say, and they'll be like, oh yeah, I heard about you hear people say, well, I've heard something about that. Well, I'm getting phone calls about that. What the heck is that thing anyway? Ultimately, you're going to have a little bit of trust because you're sitting there playing a game with them, or you're having a conversation with them, or whatever. And there's one gentleman, he owns a roofing company. He said, well, I have 10 W-2 employees. I said, you do? I said, you might get up to $260,000 in refunds. You could qualify. The fact there's a pretty decent chance you do. Let me tell you something. that guy was interested in a hurry because it wasn't just some advertisement he saw on social media. You know what I mean, Eric? It was like, I was saying that to him. And I mean, he was right away. He's like, well, God, dog, his words were, good old boy from Jersey, well, doggone, I need to find out more about that. Right. And
What do I need to do? Right. They say, what do I need to do?
I mean, so don't be afraid to say, hey, you got 10 employees, you know, times 26, you could get 260,000. That'll get their attention in a hurry, you know, and then come in behind it with the, hey, well, how do you do that? Well, to Eric's point, I work with Online Concepts, so this amazing company, but don't be afraid to say, well, how many employees you have? Are they W-2? Yeah. Well, shoot, man, you know what you might get? Why haven't you filed yet? You know, create a little sense of urgency. Dude, you need to file, you know?
Absolutely.
It's out there, you know, it's conversational, right?
So one of the main things too is, and I see is like we all do things, right? Just like Don and Eric are saying. I mean, we all do things every single day. Like for example, I went to somebody hit one of my cars, and I went to talk to the auto body shop and in talks. I mean, how you doing, Carlos? And how you doing? And we start talking about business, we start talking about life, and it just dawned on me, hey, have you ever heard of what the ERC was? Surprisingly, they didn't know what it was, and it's a business that's been in business for more than 20 years. Obviously, they were affected by COVID, and you know, talking to them, they are now in talks with bottom lines, and they will be signing up. But this just the same thing everywhere we go. The supermarket, you go to the dry cleaning, your auto body, your mechanic, the restaurants that you go to, like you say. And I think one of the industries that got really affected was the restaurant industry. I mean, you see how many mandates were out there that a lot of these places couldn't open. Some restaurants didn't make it. They couldn't make it. They couldn't continue. But that's what we want to make sure that you guys think. So we want to give you all the tools, but anywhere you go, guys, you guys don't have to be the subject matter expert in this. We don't want you to be. We want you to make sure you just identify the people that qualify. This is the minimum qualifications, and allow bottom lines to go ahead and do the rest of the work. If you want to learn, yes, you have all the training that you have in your back office, but this is what we want to make sure that you guys see the things completely a little different. Everywhere we go, the car wash, like we were saying, like we got one of the highest earners is a welder, right, Eric?
Yes. Yeah.
So
he sits there and welds on the Zoom calls. I mean, it's hilarious.
That's funny. That's funny. So, and again, so you know what? This doesn't have to be something so stiff. This doesn't have to be something that you need to learn. You don't have to wear a suit and tie to go talk to these businesses. Just understanding what we want to make sure you guys understand too is that once you have that relationship with them, it's a lot easier than having to go and do a cold call. I mean, a lot of people decide to do this and buy leads and do the campaigns, and you got to think about it. They don't know who you are. They don't know what you do. But if you walk the foot, I mean, if you actually go to all these places on a single day basis, I mean, they already know who you are. It's a warm market. It's you have the ability to actually get to them, be able just to get on the phone with them. We may find out that they qualify or don't qualify, but we won't find out if they qualify. They don't get on the phone with bottom line. So
exactly.
So Carlos, before I toss it back over to Eric, let's. I think we've all done a pretty good job of really saying, hey, listen, the businesses are out there, the opportunities out there. You just got to go knock on doors and ask questions. Eric, in the 20 minutes you have remaining, let's be laser focused and tell them, here's exactly what you do to bring a business into the opportunity. Here's exactly how you approach it. Here's the link you send them, and here's exactly how it goes.
Absolutely. And guys,
and also, Eric, I'll just say, if there's one or two pieces of training you think they should watch in the back office, if they walk away from this call confused, let's point you just those, okay? And really keep it laser focused.
Got it. Hey, and I have a couple questions coming through to you too. So whenever we finish, let's leave a couple minutes just for some of the questions too.
You got it, guys. Absolutely. So with that said, yes. And again, guys, it doesn't get easier. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to share my screen. If you guys have not, if you're watching this and you haven't yet signed up, you're going to sign up to Estrada Vega Capital's ERC system. You're going to create a free account, and you're going to do exactly what I'm showing you here. It doesn't get easier. I'll share my screen. We'll dive in. Let me know if you guys can see. All set?
Yes, we can.
Okay, excellent. So with that said, guys, here I am. I'm in the Estrada Vega Capital ERC dashboard. Okay. And you'll see there's a lot of things going on, but I want you guys to focus on one really simple process. If you speak with a business owner, right, like Don said, we've done a good job of letting you know that this is about speaking with people. Now, how do we get them in the system? How do we initiate and onboard the business? What we're going to do is we're going to focus on this link right here. Okay. I'm actually going to open up, you're going to copy this link. We're going to take a look at what that looks like. All right. And in general, guys, this is an informational page, right? That allows a business owner to build, you can build credibility with this page and you can onboard them with this page. But essentially, this is a branded page that everyone has access to that will explain a little bit about the ERC program. Okay, I'm going to skim through it very briefly. There's testimonials, there's companies and clients of Bottom Line. There's explainer videos, everything you could possibly want. If a business owner says, you know what, just send me some information and I'll consider it, then you can send this to them. But the ideal thing you want to do, guys, is you want to stick with that person until you get the information you need in order to put them in the system. So whether you send them this link or you're in front of them in their place of business, with respect, of course, or whether you're with them on the phone, this is the form that however you get it done, you want to get filled out. And it's very simple, non-obtrusive, non-proprietary information for the company to collect. We need the first name, the last name, the email, the phone number, the name of the business, okay, right here, the industry, and again, even if this is a little bit off, it doesn't need to be accurate. This is just informational to be able to book that call. You're going to choose if they're the business owner, right? In this case, of course, we're going after business owners. And we want to get their role in, whether they're the CEO, CFO, treasurer, vice president, manager, whatever they are. And then we want to put in the amount of W-2 employees. So, literally, guys, if you fill this out, or you speak with a business owner, I'm going to plug in a bunch of information here, just some test information. I want you to see literally how fast this can actually be done. Okay. It's not a lot of information and it's nothing obtrusive. I'm on my laptop today, guys. I don't have my crazy setup, so give me a second here. But yes, what you want to do is you want to plug this in, name of the business, Eric's business, the industry, whether it's, let's say today I have an apparel store. Retail is very, very big in this industry, guys. Let's say I'm the owner and I have 12 W-2 employees. I want to click, begin the ERC process. And if you're a Spanish speaking person and you want the business owner is a Spanish speaking person, if you check this box, when they have their call with Bottom Line, they will be routed to a Spanish speaking professional. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to book that, or I'm going to plug them in the system. Okay. And on the very next step, this is it, guys. This is the cherry on the cake. This is the icing on the cake, whatever the saying is, but this is the final step that you want to make sure that you do. You ask them, great, when is a good time to have this call with an ERC advisor? It's a 10-minute call. There's no obligations. Find out if you qualify. They're going to answer your questions. You have questions, let's get you to a professional. I'm not that guy, but I'll connect you with the right guy. You choose a day and the time. Look at the availability, guys. Any day or time that they want to speak with someone, they'll be able to do that. You're going to choose that. Their information is fully populated here. You don't even need to touch it. And you're going to click on schedule event. You're going to book that call. That is the key to this entire process, guys. The more times you do this, the rest of the system will go to work for you. I've seen it happen. I've seen hundreds of businesses go from this step right here to getting hundreds of thousands of dollars. Literally, this was my work in the program. And everything else, we'll talk about follow-ups and getting clients through the pipeline and what are the later stages and how can you help assist those clients through. But guys, this is it. You get them to your landing page. If they want to review it themselves, do your best to, maybe help them through the process, stick with them, whether you're on the phone, open it up on their phone, help them fill it out, make sure that the call gets booked. And that all goes into the leads and referral section, which you can then see and track whether or not that call was made. I'm going to give you a quick glance at that, but I want you guys just to focus on booking calls. That's it.
Yeah.
And Eric, once they get on that call, there's some new people. I remember, guys, at that point, you've offered your client a service. They're getting a free consultation with somebody who's going to help them get a refund. I mean, that's value add. You're not, you're giving them a tremendous service for no charge. So keep that in mind. And Eric, we're seeing close to 50%, once they get on that call, that advisor, close to 50% of the people are going to sign the deal.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. Number one is, the closing rate is absolutely phenomenal. These guys, I want to explain to you, and let me just wrap up with this part so I can, stop sharing my screen for a second. But guys, this is what it looks like. I got a meeting booked. Here's one on the 19th. You can see the information. Here's another one, manufacturer, 5 employees. That's it, guys. It's as simple as that. Meeting booked, meeting booked. You get those meeting booked. The more meetings you book every day, the more likely you're going to be successful at this. This is about talking with people. And that's it. So again, just to recap the process, sign up. You're going to go through a basic training and unlock your affiliate links. You're going to see that process right here. Before you have access to this link, you're going to see a message here that says complete the basic training. It's a 10-minute quick course. And then after that, you get your link. You are now an active referral partner for Bottom Line Concepts. You can represent this opportunity. You can go out there and change lives. You can change your life, literally like Don's brother. Okay, I seen it. I'm a testament to seeing a regular person who was afraid to make his first phone call a month or two later, now with $50,000 in commissions. Guys, there will never be another opportunity like this in our lifetime. It's very simple. And if you realize that, and you're one of those people who knows how to take action, whether it's a little bit every day or there's some consistency here, you will build your pipeline. Okay. So with
Carl,
that,
you want to say
All
something?
right. No. Amazing. No. I wanted to go ahead. I know people asking a couple of questions. There's one question that keeps popping up 3 times already.
Okay.
And one of those is that they still getting this objection is how about if I have my CPA handle it? I mean,
would
what?
love to answer that.
And I know you want to answer. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Absolutely, guys. And that's very common. It's a very frustrating situation because at the end of the day, this is a matter of education. And there's also, so let's understand something. People are surrounded by financial advisors, right? They're legal advisors. They're legal counsel, they're CPA, they're CFOs. These are people they trust. You are now entering that space and you have powerful tools and ammo to penetrate that space because there's a lot of misinformation out there. So let's talk about the situation. Mr. Business Owner, I'd love to introduce you to the #1 firm in America. I'd love to help you get your ERC. I am your go-to guy. I will do whatever I can to make this happen for you. Well, I already have an accountant. I'm going to check with him and I'm going to have him do it. Here's what I would say. You know what, John? I completely respect that. I understand your train of thought. But, I just want to have some clarity. I just want to understand, this program has been around for 15 months. Has your accountant yet, have they approached you with this? Have they offered to do this for you yet? No, they haven't. Okay. So, that's understandable. But, so here's what I'm asking, from you. I'm not asking you to make any quick decisions right now. All I'm asking you is to get a second opinion with a firm who specializes in this process, who has done this for 35,000 businesses. At the end of the day, John, at the end of the day, CPAs are, I respect your relationship with your CPA, but their expertise is in filing taxes, not filing claims for stimulus bills that are very, very complex. I advise you to consult with your accountant and ensure that the firm that I'm representing is a reputable firm, that they have a good track record, and that he can feel comfortable that if you do move forward with this, that you are going with one of the best firms in America. There's other things here too, guys. At the end of the day, another thing. Also, just want to let you know that our firm will never charge you an upfront fee, ever. We're going to tell you if you qualify, you'll be able to speak with an expert. There's no obligation. Get a second opinion from an expert, okay? And that's all I'm asking. Is it worth 5 minutes of your time to speak with, with an expert? Can I get that call scheduled for you? Have your accountant on that call. Maybe he wants to ask some questions about that program. That's okay. So at the end of the day, there's more aggressive approaches, if you need to pull out the big guns, but at the end of the day, you can say, I'm pretty sure also your accountant, you got to be very delicate. There's territorial, this is a territorial area. So, you could say that I'm also pretty sure your accountant bills you hourly for their time. For them to catch up on the CARES Act, because it's revised all the time, and it's a 280-page stimulus bill, before they're even able to understand how to properly file this, they're going to have to do all of this research. They're going to bill you for that time. That's upfront cost to you. And
That's
even
right.
then, right. And even then, they're not an expert. How many ERC filings has your accountant done? Do you want to be the guinea pig? And again, very aggressive. Find ways to massage this a little bit, guys, obviously, but do it with respect. Be sincere. Be that person who is not trying to sell, but who is caring, who is delicately showing them that there's a right way and there's a beautiful route ahead of them, to do this and to get it done quickly, to maximize their ERC return, to do it with no obligation, to do it with no upfront cost, and to do it with the #1 firm in America. And the other thing, I completely missed this, guys. There's a lot of ammo here. We have this in our training section. I'm bouncing a little bit, so I apologize. But at the end of the day, do you think companies like McDonald's, Taco Bell, Versace, Citibank, Uber, Visa, Starbucks, do you think that those companies have tremendous accounting resources and accountants working for them? Why is it that these companies chose to have Bottom Line as their partner, that are clients of Bottom Line, to help them with their government tax programs and their stimulus cost savings? Why did these companies choose to outsource this? There's a lot of due diligence there, guys. I think that in a sentence says it all. There's nothing else to say. So there's a lot of power there, guys. And I have a lot of respect. If there's any CPAs listening to this call and you know about the CARES Act, there's no reason why a CPA can't physically and technically do this. But at the end of the day, you have one shot. Thank you, Don. You have one shot to file. Once it's filed, there's no retries here. So let's make a good decision together, Mr. Business Owner. Let's make sure all the options are on the table before you go to Accountant Joe or your trusted CPA, which I respect your relationship very much. I'm here to show you your options.
So I have a question for some of the newer people that may have missed our last training or the training prior. Is there some place that you can find these rebuttals, like the rebuttal you just went over? That was great.
Absolutely. Absolutely, guys. It's all here in our training. Don, if you don't mind, I'm going to take over. You got it. Let me show you a couple great resources in our back office, and then we can take a couple more questions for today. So #1, guys, focus here on the training section. If you do want to learn more and build your armor, build your ammo, and be able to go out there and be confident promoting this opportunity, I'd recommend everyone to go. These are short 1 minute, 2 minute videos right here. This is going to tell you a lot of the stuff and the details of what we talked about today. But where you want to focus on a lot of the specifics, if you go to our frequently asked questions right here, this tab, and you can literally go to common questions and rebuttals from business owners, right? Can I file with my accountant, right? And we straight up say, many businesses will ask, why don't I just file with my CPA? And the answer is right here. It's exactly what I spoke about today. And then we have the responses. Great question. Totally makes sense, for you to ask that. Respectfully, you're more than welcome to consult with your CPA. I'm just surprised that he hasn't told you about it. This is a more polished and delicate way to go and genuinely explain the reasons of why not why they shouldn't file with their CPA, but why they should evaluate all their options before making a decision, right? Don't say you shouldn't do this, right? Nobody wants to be told what to do. Say, I think it's important, or I'd like for you to at least know what are the options out there, why companies like Starbucks and Uber and Visa and McDonald's chose this company to do their ERC or to handle their government stimulus programs and tax savings, right? So it's all here. And I recommend, guys, when you have free time, when you're not out there speaking with business owners, you can go through this and you will surely become an expert. All of my knowledge, all of our team's knowledge, everything we've learned over the last 6 months is right here at your fingertips. You can learn about what are all the stages a client goes through when they're going through this process. All we're saying is this is your job, guys, right here. You find the lead, you book the call. Everything else that happens throughout this process, you don't do, okay? Yes, there's ways for you to help, but that's it. One other very powerful thing I want to leave you guys with before we answer more questions is the marketing, okay? I highly recommend, yes, is there?
No, yeah. So that's what we need to show them specifically the asset graphics and the industries that it's powerful. That's a powerful tool right here for all of you to know, because you're gonna get rebuttals no matter what. But if you show them these big companies that have worked with bottom lines, there's really no excuse for anyone else to do it.
Yeah, these are clients of Bottom Line. I mean, guys, the biggest companies and brands in the world are clients of Bottom Line. It's very, very simple. It's public knowledge.
So when you guys just to say, so when you guys say their point, when you're talking to your customer, you're saying, listen, we work with Burger King, with Hilton, with McDonald's, with IHOP. It's not them. You're part of we, right? This is what we do. This is the company.
Absolutely. You are a referral partner of Bottom Line Concepts, guys. You are an extension, and this is how all businesses are brought through this process, is by regular, ordinary people like us who, guys, we're all busy. We might have full-time jobs. We might have kids. We might be taking care of family members. But at the end of the day, we all know business owners. I don't care who you are. I don't care where you come from. I don't care how old you are. I don't care what you do. You have access right now to pick up the phone and speak with a business owner that you can book a call with. I guarantee it. Okay. With that said, if you do have a conversation with any business owner, one of the most powerful marketing assets that you can put in front of their eyes is showing them, again, the clients, but specifically within their industry. If they're an attorney, you go to legal. If they're manufacturing, it's right here. If they're a church, a mosque, a temple, right here. Real estate, guys, mortgages, restaurants, retail, assisted living, guys, is huge. Manufacturing is huge. Supermarkets, tech companies, transportation. It's all here. Healthcare. You go to your doctor, okay? Next time you go to your doctor, you decide to pop in and give him a surprise visit because you're excited to tell him about the ERC program. Show him St. Mary's Kids. Show him these companies, right? Some of the largest healthcare companies in the world, Atlantic Health System, guys, that are clients of Bottom Line Concepts. This is the company that I want to personally connect you with. I'm a representative of it, and I can get you on the phone with an expert with no obligation. There's no commitment. There's no upfront cost. You never pay a dime out of your pocket unless you're getting significant amount of dollars back into your pocket.
Guys, so like these guys are saying, posture up, man. This is what you're doing. You can borrow their credibility, and they want you to do that. You're not going to get any trouble for doing this. This is what Bottom Line. This is what we want you to do. And those documents, you'll notice at the bottom, every single one of them had testimonials from some of the most respected companies in the country. And you guys, that's your company. That's what you do. That's who you're associated with. That's who you represent.
Yeah.
All right. We have another question. They talk about they have 6 employees, but 2 of them are family members on W-2. Would they still qualify?
So, okay. So we'll talk about that quickly. So the government stimulus program requires at least 2 W-2 employees that are not also the owner of the business or related to the owner of the business. Now, the program that Estrada Vega has launched, that we've helped them launch, is currently supporting businesses that are 5 and above. And in the next week or so, we're going to see if we can help you guys bring in 5 businesses with less than 5 employees. The reason we haven't brought this to the table yet is very simply because we're still working and figuring out with the right partner, okay? Because Bottom Line Concepts does not support in their business model if they have 4 or less employees, they will not be handled by Bottom Line. But technically, the stimulus program itself requires 2 W-2 employees that are not also the business owner or related to the business owner, right? So that's the actual requirement of the program. And we'll do our best to give you guys better resources to help those smaller businesses because they deserve to be serviced as well.
Awesome. And thank you for that, because we were not ready to launch stuff, but that's great. But to answer the question, like you said, if they're related to you, they cannot be part of the whole of the whole return. So, hey guys, thank you for tonight. I know we're kind of short on time. Do we have anything else, Eric and Don?
I think that's the main focus, guys. Don't overcomplicate this. Okay. I did this already. This is about asking that question and asking that question to as many people as you can that are business owners. Okay. Again, just leave this in your mind. Every deal is a big deal. We've seen $40, $50, $60, $70,000 commissions that stemmed from a single question. That's it. That's it.
All right, guys. So, I mean, you're a dentist, you're a doctor. I mean, whatever you go to get your car service, the church, we already talked about the church. Most of us go to church every Sunday, right? Call your pastor, call your reverend, call your rabbi, whoever. let them know that, find out, make sure you ask those questions. If they qualify, not only you can be helping the church, but you can also be making a good return. Now, the restaurants, friends, family, who knows? I mean, just talk to your family, talk to your friends, and let them know what you're doing, because they may know people that you don't know, and you can definitely help out. Now, guys, yeah. So again, over the next 48 hours, what we're going to do out here in Strata Vega Capital, we're going to get in touch with each one of you, because I see there may be a couple obstacles that some of you may not even want to talk about, and want to make sure that we see what you guys are doing, how you guys are doing it, and see what we could do in order to help you. So just be ready for the next 48 hours. We're going to be calling you, making sure that you actually, if you have any deals, we'll help you put them in the pipeline. And if you need any help with your business, we're going to be there for you. Now, thank you, Don. Thank you, Eric. I appreciate the training. This guy's a wealth of knowledge. And thank you for helping the team out here. Brock, thank you for tonight. I appreciate everything that you can do as well. And to everybody, thank you for tuning in tonight. We're definitely going to be talking with you, each one of you, over the next 48 hours. Till the next time, this is Carlos Estrada Vega, and this is Strata Vega Capital.
Thanks, Carlos.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Brock. Bye, guys.
See ya.